How much should I charge for my work? Not gonna lie, feels really gosh darn good to get paid well to do something I love. And I want you to be able to do the same thing. So this video is gonna tell you how to charge for your work so that you can live an amazing lifestyle that fits your needs while taking photos. Hello, my name is Mike Lloyd. I am a professional photographer in Silicon Valley, California. I've been doing it for 12 years, teaching for 10 of those years, and I love making money, not gonna lie. It's one of my favorite things, and I hope you feel the same. And you're like, that'd be cool if I actually made money with my camera. Well, you are in the right place, because I'm gonna tell you how to make money with your camera, or at least how much money you should charge for someone to step in front of your camera. And a lot of this is mindset work, because you need to feel worthy of charging the right amount of money, whatever that means for you. And you need to recognize the value that you are giving to your clients, because if they just wanted photos of themselves, they can prop their phone up on the kitchen table and they can take photos of themselves. But the experience they get with you, the way they feel when they work with you, and the way they feel after they work with you is really the value that we give. We change the way people see themselves. We change their lives. We change their confidence. We make significant differences in how they see themselves. Like, that is pretty darn cool. And that is the value that we provide, which is why we charge so much. Also, because we earned it. We've done a really good job, and we can charge whatever we want, and people will pay us because we're amazing. So as soon as you embody all of that, this process gets a whole lot easier. So let's talk about pricing. There are 3 steps to figuring out how much you should charge. Number 1, how much money do you want to make in a year? Number 2, how much do you want to work? And number 3, how much will it cost you to do numbers 1 and 2? So firstly, how much do you want to make in a year? Like, really, don't set a conservative goal here. Don't be like, well, I don't know, I'm making like 40,000 on my current job, so it'd be cool to make like 20,000. Like, no. You want to make 100,000 in a year? Cool. Then let's set your pricing so that you can make $100,000. Because if you set a goal and then you reach that goal and it was never actually the goal you wanted, you're not going to feel like you've accomplished anything. You're only going to move yourself backwards. So what do you actually want to make? Maybe you don't want to make 100,000. Maybe this is a part-time gig and you're like, you know what? 20,000 is great. But in point 2, when I ask how much you want to work, you're like, I want to do 2 shoots a month. You're like, well, that's easy peasy. So how much do you actually want to make? Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about anything else. What would an end of the year total look like for you? Now, you might be thinking, is this gross or is this net? How much money do you want to end up with in your hands or bank account at the end of the year? Your profit. How much of that do you want? Because you might make 100,000 in revenue, but after taxes, after all your costs, you might only be bringing home 40,000, which is kind of a pretty normal number there. So if you want to make 100,000 in profit, you're going to have to bring in more than that in revenue. And if you're like already feeling overwhelmed, don't, because that's why we do this video, is so that you can charge accordingly so that the numbers work themselves out. So be real, set your goal. How much do you want to make? Do not shortchange yourself. All right, number 2, how much do you want to work? You're like, well, I'm already feel like I'm working 80 hours a week in my business, so let's not talk about that. Let's talk about how much you want to work. Once you start bringing in revenue, you start outsourcing things like your editing, which I've got a video for. I'll link that down below. You can also outsource your social media management, your email marketing, all of your marketing. There's a ton of things that you can outsource to free up your time. You are buying your time back with the money that you bring in from your business. And they are tax deductions because they're business expenses. So that does actually help you at the end of the year. You can grow more without having to really spend more money. Just the numbers will work themselves out if you have a good CPA. Which also, you should hire a good CPA to do all the finance work for you. So, how much do you want to work? I do not want to work more than 5 days a week. I think 4 days would actually be ideal for me, and I'm getting there, but I want to do 4 shoots a week, and I have 2 designated shoot days, and then I've got 3 days where I do all the rest of my work, sending stuff off to my editor, checking my marketing things, tracking my numbers, being a business owner, where I'm not actually doing all the little tasks in my work, like writing my social content, and I don't know, a bunch of other things that I just don't do anymore because I've outsourced those things. So I set my number goal first. That allowed me to choose how much I actually want to work in my business as opposed to working on my business, which are very different things. So how much do you want to work? How many shoots a week do you want to do? And what about the other days that you will spend in the office, your office, doing the things it takes to run a business? If you want to work 5 days, cool. If you only want to work 1 day a week, awesome. That will dictate how much you charge. So if you want to bring home $100,000 and you only want to do 1 shoot a week, which is fine, that's 100,000 divided by 52. You're between like $1,900 and $2,000 in profit per client, which I'll tell you is easy peasy. Like, I am disappointed when my numbers hit that. So you will get to that point also. If you're like, oh my God, $1,900 for a shoot, I'm lucky to get $50 for a shoot. Well, we're going to change your pricing strategy. We're going to change your brand. I got videos on that. And the products that you sell, I got videos on that. And you can start easily making that much money. Like, seriously, if my clients only spend $2,000, I'm like, what did I do wrong? Because I wanted them to spend $4,000, and they do. Most spend $4,000. So there you go. However, if you want to make $200,000 and you only want to do 1 shoot a week, also great. Then you got to make that $4,000 average in profit. So that is why I'm asking, how much do you want to do per week? If you want to do 2 shoots a week and you want to take 2 weeks off every year for vacation, or you know what, if you want to take 3 months off every year, you can totally do that. So you have 9 months times 4, 36 weeks. If you do 2 shoots a week, that's 72 shoots. And if you're bringing in, $2,500, you're going to easily hit your $200,000 mark, which is very doable. I mean, wrap your head around that, right? That's basic math. You can work 9 months out of the year and make $200,000. What other jobs can you do that? We can do that as photographers, and $2,500 a shoot is really not that much when you get to the right level of photography and service. So very, very attainable. Again, and that's in profit. So now we get to point 3. How much does it cost you to make that money? I pay for hair and makeup. I have my studio. I have a CPA. I have camera equipment. I have insurance on my stuff. PPA memberships, which is like $30 a month. It's nothing, but it adds up. I have utilities to pay. I have a business phone. I have all my marketing stuff, like my email management. I have Zapier. I have Kajabi. I have all my different software programs that I subscribe to, Adobe Creative Cloud. Add up all of those things. Plus your product cost. How much does it cost you to print an album, to print a folio box? How about your wall art? All of those things cost money. So when you add that up throughout the course of the year, or per shoot, if you want to break it down like that, you add that money to your ideal shoot target range, and then that's how you get your average sale. You're like, Mike, okay, this is all great, but how much do I actually charge? We have to understand these other concepts before we can come up with the numbers. So again, let's say you want to work 9 months out of the year and you want to make $200,000. So we've decided that at 2 shoots a week, which comes out to 72 shoots a year, you need to be bringing in about $2,500. Let's just do the math here now. Okie dokie. I am calculating. So we got 9 months times 4 weeks, 36. You want to do 2 shoots a week, 72 shoots. We've been over that. Okay. So if we start with 200,000 as our goal, divided by 72, you need to hit basically 27, 77, 77. 200,000 divided by 72, profit divided by number of shoots, comes out to this total is what you need to bring in per client. That's to hit your profit goal. Then you add in your cost. Let's say it cost you $400 to print their album and their wall art. So we're going to add $400 to that total. And maybe you spend $150 for the hairstylist, makeup artist on your shoot, plus $150. Now you're at $3,327.77. So $3,300 that you need to make per client to hit $200,000 working 9 months out of the year. Again, super doable. This is my average. You can do this too. Absolutely. You're like, but I don't have 12 years experience. You don't need it. I charged these same numbers from day one, and no one ever gave me crap for it. Now, I'm not on everyone's budget, and that's totally cool. There are so many people who are happy to pay this for what we do. You're going to have no trouble finding clients once you actually start positioning yourself the right way. So yeah, a little over $3,300, and you can work 9 months out of the year and make that money. Now, you also have, your phone, your utilities, your other cost. You add those in as well. I mean, maybe it comes out to another $40-50 a shoot once you spread all those numbers out. So still, $3,300, aim for that. Okay, so what do we do with this information? Now, when you set up your actual price list, you're gonna have your a la carte menu, which is each of your different albums, your wall art, your digital options, small prints if you have them, and you have a packages menu, which is gonna be, low package 1, not that awesome. Middle package, which is strategically priced at about $3,300, let's call it $3,500. And then you have your top package, which is going to be, let's say, $5,500. So you've got, $15, $35, $55, $2,000 difference between each package. Realistically, you're going to be at like $2,000, $35, and then $5,000. Put $1,500 between them. Anyway, the point is, people are going to see these three numbers. Some people will always buy the cheapest option because they feel like they're making the smart financial choice. Some people always buy the highest option because they want to be the person who always buys the most expensive thing. Most of your clients will buy the middle option because they feel that is the safest. This is buying psychology. It's universal in the marketplace. No matter what country you're in, no matter where you are from, this is what humans do. Again, bell curve. Some people buy the cheapest because that's what they think is smart. Some buy the most expensive because they want to be that person. Most buy the middle package. So if you know your target price is $3,300, make your middle package $3,300 or $3,500. Your other two packages are above and below that, and you will hit your goal. Because some people buy the top thing, some people buy the bottom thing to average out. Most will buy the middle thing, and you will hit your target numbers. That is how you come up with your pricing. Now, there's the a la carte menu, which is, we could do a whole other video on that. In fact, I have a video on that in the Boudoir Guild. If you go check out the sales and pricing course that I have, I'll link down below. You can find it right there, where I walk you step by step through this process, but also how to actually come up with the numbers. Like what specific numbers should be in your a la carte menu and your price list. What should even go in your packages? What products should you sell? How do you pick those out? Where do you get them? How much to charge for them? All of that is in the video, as well as how to do in-person sales, where you can watch me actually do an IPS session with a client, as well as a video that explains how and why we do IPS. So you can learn all the fundamentals of it and then watch me do a live one in person. So you can start doing this as well, because that's how you're going to make money. And you're going to do it without being a slimy salesperson. We're really a solutions provider for our client. And I really hate that kind of corporate speak, but it is. We're providing options for them, and they are making choices. That's what sales is about. It's not being pushy. We're not forcing things upon people or manipulating them or pressuring them into doing things they don't want. We are providing options, and they are going to make the decisions. And if we provide the options the right way, they will make the decisions we want them to make, like buying your middle package, which meets your target goal. So you can work 9 months out of the year and make $200,000 living a super duper happy life as a photographer. Yep, that's it. That's it right there. So there you go. How much do you want to make? How much do you want to work? And what does it cost for you to do that? That is how to come up with your pricing. And then again, head over to boudoirguild.com for the sales and pricing course so that you can just fast track this and honestly crank it out in like a couple days and be done so you're ready to make some money. You are amazing. See you inside.